Podcast 270 Architectural Echoes, the story of Thorsby, Barbados' 81-year-old architectural gem, copyright 2026, ISBN 978-976-9786547. I am your host, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, D.D. Welcome to Architectural Echoes, where we explore the stories, histories, and hidden meanings behind architecture across the Caribbean and beyond. I am your host, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, D.D. And today, we're diving into architectural, cultural, and historical significance of Thorsby, an 81-year-old house located on Phillip Drive in the Pine Gardens neighborhood of St. Michael, Barbados. This episode will look through multiple professional lenses, from photojournalism and media arts to cultural theory and divinity, to explore not only the physical structure of Thorsby, but also the ways in which architecture intersects with human experience, creativity, and cultural representation. Thorsby as a residential structure is a remarkable example of Caribbean architecture shaped by both colonial and modern influences. To understand it fully, we need to situate it within the broader history of Barbadian architecture. Colonial architecture in Barbados, influenced by both British and West African design traditions in the 17th century, is characterized by Georgian and Jacobean forms. These were adapted to the island's tropical climate through practical use of local materials such as coral stone and timber, materials that were durable, sustainable, and responsive to the environment. Wikipedia ND, Island Hopper Guides ND, Delsign ND. Plantation houses like Thorsby historically functioned as both residential and administrative centers. They reflected the social hierarchies of the time while adapting to tropical conditions, often with gable roofs and hurricane-resistant features. Handler and Lang, 1978. Now, image Thorsby itself, a two-story masonry building finished in pastel stucco tones that reflect the warmth and light of the Caribbean sun. The symmetrical upper facade and rectangular massing eco-colonial plantation houses simplicity and elegance, while the reinforced concrete and masonry indicate later 20th century construction methods. Fraser, 2007. Recessed verandas supported by square columns created shaded transitional spaces between interior and exterior, offering a design that is both functional and visually harmonious. The upper level balcony provides not only a stunning view of the surrounding landscape, but also reinforces a horizontal emphasis that is quintessentially Barbadian. Windows with louver shutters and strip awnings allow natural ventilation while protecting from sunlight and rain, a design necessity in the tropical Caribbean climate. Fraser, 2007. These features served a dual purpose: practical comfort and aesthetic beauty, blending colonial influences with local adaptations. The surrounding landscape, an expansive lawn dotted with palm trees and mature shade trees, situates Thorsby firmly within the plantation-style spatial arrangement. Historically, plantation houses were positioned to dominate the estate, visually symbolizing power and oversight. Beckles, 1990. Even today, Thorsby maintains that commanding presence, bridging past and present. Nearby, a traditional windmill stands as a vestige of the sugar economy, reminding us that even as Pine Gardens has transformed into a suburb residential area, the echoes of plantation life remain visible. Beckles, 1990. From a cultural perspective, Thorsby embodies more than architectural technique. The house reflects historical continuity and transformation. Colonial heritage meets modern residential function. As a photojournalist, media arts specialist, and cultural theorist, I approached this house not only as a physical space, but as a narrative, a way to explore human nature, art, and the persistence of cultural representation. Science of Humans ND. Its verandas, shutters, and landscape grounds are not just design features, they tell stories of social hierarchy, environmental adaptation, and aesthetic priorities in Barbadian life. Plantation houses like Thorsby were symbols of power, yet they were also deeply responsive to climate, culture, and community. Handler and Lang, 1978, Edwards, 2001. Finally, when we consider Thorsby within the larger architectural landscape of Barbados, we see an enduring legacy from Belleville's model suburb planning in the late 19th century to Pine Gardens' mid-20th century residential development. Barbadian architecture has always balanced heritage with innovation. Bayesian Things ND, Barbados Pocket Guide ND. Thorsby, with its pastel facade, shaded verandas, and louvered windows, stands as a testament to that continuity. It reminds us that even as neighborhoods modernize, the past can remain present in stone, in stucco, and in the very layout of a home. That's all for today's podcast 270 of Architectural Echoes. I hope this deep dive into Thorsby has offered you a glimpse of how architecture tells stories of climate, culture, history, and human creativity. I am Dr. William Anderson Gittins, DD, and thank you for joining me on this journey through Barbados's architectural heritage. Don't forget to explore more about Thorsby and the rich history of Caribbean plantation architecture through the references cited in this episode. God bless.